We're in the engine compartment of a 69 Camaro. This guy is definitely not the way it came from the factory. According to the engine builder, this is a 427 cubic inch stroker small block. It has a set of Brodix cast aluminum tall valve pan covers, I'm sure for the roller rockers that are on it. It has a set of aluminum heads on it. It has an air gap tarantula style intake manifold on it, a double pump Holley carburetor, a huge set of equal length long tube ceramic coated headers on it. The engine does have power steering, and it has serpentine belts on it. It has two of them actually, one for the power steering and also one for the alternator and fan, which by the way is a flex fan that goes mates up to the shroud in the front of the fan. Huge, at least a 4-pass high volume aluminum radiator that's in the front of it, and also a engine cooler, transmission oil cooler in the front of that radiator. So I mean, everything is set up on this guy to be performance oriented. Even the alternator, instead of just having a bracket, it has a turnbuckle style adjustment with dual Heim joints on it so that you can adjust it precisely for your belt tension. Fuel pressure regulator, and there's actually a regulator hooked right to the fuel pump, and then you have a pressure gauge for your dual line Holley setup. The hoses are correct style top and bottom for this guy. It has dual stage master cylinder on it. It has a powered disc brake booster on it, stainless steel lines, as you can see. Devin will give you lots of high resolution photographs so that you can see everything is as it should be. This engine is, horsepower wise, we really don't know. It's very substantial. It sounds good, it runs good. It's very well done engine compartment. Has semi-flat black fender wells in them, and they appear to be new. This is a complete rotisserie done vehicle. The undercarriage, whenever we get under there, you'll see how precisely everything has been addressed as far as traction goes, and stiffening of the chassis for this guy, because it needs it. Real impressive engine compartment. We're going to go around the rest of it and show you whatever we can there. Well, this is our 1969 Camaro. It's a Yenko style car. It's striped, it's badged, it's everything as a Yenko would have been in 1969. We're just going to go over it and show you whatever deficiencies or attributes that we can on the car. The striping is, as you see, Yenko Super Chevy, the way it was in 69. The gap from the hood to the fender is very, very nice. Fitment is very nice also. Same thing on this side. You can see the fender to the hood to the front header panel, just as nice and fresh as can be. Grill, there's no teeth missing in a plastic grill on it. It is not an RS car. It has the conventional headlights in it. The bumper is absolutely flawless. There's not a single imperfection on the front of this bumper. It does have the optional bumper guards on it. Of course, it does have a front spoiler on it. You can see your parking lights in the front valance on it are just as fresh and nice and shiny and clear as can possibly be, not yellowed at all on the vehicle. The paint is, it's better than driver quality. It is certainly not a show quality paint job, but it is absolutely better than Chevrolet had on it in 69 when this car was released. Correct side marker light in the front. There's no patina whatsoever on it, and as said, down the side, the Yenko striping continues on. Has a beautiful set of silver, not polished aluminum, but they appear to be anodized aluminum and then cleared weld wheels. Huge rims in the back, and of course smaller ones, narrower ones in the front. Specifically built for this application, I'm sure. Dash, the VIN tag is nice and clean and clear, which I forgot to mention. There is a cowl tag underneath the hood here that Devin will show you pictures of. It'll be on the website so that you can research it. Dashboard pad is nice and clean. There's no warpage whatsoever, no cracks, no deviations in it. The dashboard transitions to the base of the windshield nice and fresh and clean and clear. Wiper arms and blades correct for the year. Trim around the front window, spot on. It cannot be any better. Tinted windshield in the front, and I'm going to call it tinted windshields in the side, or tinted glass in the side also. It has a correct style rectangular mirror. Drip molding about as nice as you could ever hope to find it. The paint on this car is very, very nice. It, again, is not show quality, but it's certainly much above a driver quality paint job. Fitment of the door, again, you can see how nicely the door fits to the body of the car. Wipe whiskers are nice and fresh and clean. Window, and from the front window to the back window, nice fitment there. Open the doors. Door panel on the inside is nice and fresh looking. There's no tears or rips or wear parts on the outside of it anywhere. The door jambs are nice and clean and clear. Carpeting is nice and fresh looking, two-piece front and rear carpeting. Camaro floor mats also on it. Billet style steering wheel. The gauges are digital gauges in this particular vehicle. It has a B&M shifter in it, automatic of course, and it's an overdrive automatic also, by the way. The seats are the optional upgraded interior for your front and back seats. There are seat belts in the front. Devin, I can't see her in the back. No, I don't think we have any seat belts in the back. Door jambs nice and clean. Everything, all the seams and everything as fresh as can be. All the rubbers on the doors and everywhere on this vehicle are all nice and fresh and replaced. Let's see here. Trim around the back window just the way it was on the front. Hat rack, shelf, just nice and fresh looking. There's no fading or warpage or anything whatsoever to it. Yenko SC on the side. You can see down the side of this vehicle how nicely it fits together. The tires on the back of this thing are very aggressive, very huge drag style radials on it. The rear deck, the fitment is the same as it was on the hood. Very, very nice fitment of the car. The back bumper is the same as it was on the front. There's no marks whatsoever. I mean, absolutely flawless chrome on the front and the back bumper, and also the fitment is very nice to the car. Black across the back, of course, the way it should be. 427 designation, Yenko badging on it. We get in the trunk, you can see everything is nice inside the trunk. It's all painted black. It's not splatter painted, but it is painted black. All your edging in this thing, your deck lid, hood, doors, the seams are very, very nice and crisp. There's no indication that there's any deterioration or rust at any point in time. And actually the floor pan, if it has been replaced, there's no way to tell because it's so professionally done. It actually appears to be the original floor pan. Very nice, clean trunk area in the car. Going down the passenger side, we still got our Yenko SC on it. And again, side marker lights, there's no patina at all on them. Absolutely none. These are usually all patinaed up and messed up, these gills or whatever you want to call them. These are not. Again, check our fitment out door window to the rear quarter glass. Get a better look on the inside of it from this angle here. Devin will show you so many high-resolution photographs in this that you'll be able to see every aspect of this car. You can see that the console is nice in it. There's no warpage or cracks or anything in the dashboard itself. The seating area is nice and firm and nicely padded and not caved in anywhere. The door sills, both sides, are absolutely brand spanking new. And again, in the jambs, as you notice, that's can't get any nicer than that. It's just a great looking, nice, nicely fit car. In fact, the rubbers are still stiff on the car. Again, wipes, whiskers on this side are new. They have to be. They match the other side. Drip rail the same as it was on the other side. We do have a right-hand mirror. Great addition to these cars. Every one of them should have that. A little bit of an adjustment. I was going to mention it's a little bit up on that side, but this side here, we have to drop this down just a little bit. Might be just a little bit of wear from the hinges, but we have to adjust that just a hair to make it comply with the fender and the panel in the front there. Cowl panel a little bit better. Again, Yenko designation on the front, Camaro, wheel lift moldings. The weld wheels really make this thing stand out. And we're back where we started again. Didn't find any marks, any scuffs. A couple little tiny adjustments on the back part of the hood. Other than that, the linearity of everything is just as good as you would ever hope to find on one of these guys. It's a nice looking car. It's a great color combination. I'm going to call it Cortez Silver because that's what it was in '69, but I'm not sure exactly, but I'm going to call it Cortez Silver with the black Yenko striping, black interior, darked out windows on it. Weld wheels, silver to match the car. 427 stroker motor as per the builder of the vehicle. That's what he told us it was. And from driving the car, I can tell you it's definitely no 302, 327, 350, 383. It's definitely more than that. It almost daylights the front tires whenever you get some bite on it. Almost. Very strong running car. We encourage everybody to come and look at these cars in person. You know, we really like to present them to you in person. That way we can take our time, show you all the attributes of the car, put it up on a rack, go over every little aspect of this car. And that's why Devin's putting this all together for you. This video, in addition to about 100 photos that he's going to have of this car. And we understand that everyone can't come from Oregon or Maine or California to come and look at the car, and that's why we're doing this. So if we have any other questions that you need addressed, then please give us a call. We'll try to give you a specific photo of what you want to look at, or if you need additional information, I can answer any questions you have in reference to the vehicle. It's here at Hangsters in Daytona Beach, Florida, and we encourage you, if you want a strong running, really strong running Camaro, you better take a look at this guy because it gets the job done. Okay, this is the undercarriage of our 1969 Yenko style silver and black Camaro. Really nice car under here. You can see the engine is all fresh. The block is black and everything has been taken out and completely refurbished. It has a new oil pan gasket on it, the high torque starter on it, gear reduction. Again, you can see the serpentine belts up here in the front. There are brand new rotors on the vehicle, backing plates and calipers, and they're cross drilled and ventilated. The shocks are new on it, the tie rod ends, ball joints, everything appears to be freshened up on the car. Let's see, geez, there's so much to go over under here. The subframes are very nice condition. There's no marks whatsoever on them. I mean, absolutely none. I can't even see a jack mark on them anywhere. Again, you can see our long tube headers going into a 3/8" collector that goes into a 3-inch primary pipe. In fact, it goes, the entirety of the exhaust system is 3 inches from front to back after the collectors. Overdrive tranny transmission. Yeah, we got one of those. It does have a converter that I'm gonna call it 3,000 RPM just from the way it felt driving it, but I don't know exactly. But it is definitely a smaller diameter converter. There's no cover over the bell housing of the vehicle to allow air to get up in there and ventilate and keep that transmission fluid as cool as possibly can. Nice flex plate, flywheel, whatever you want to designate it, for an automatic transmission. The floor pans are very nice on the car. I can't tell if they've been replaced or if they're original equipment and just cleaned up, but at any rate, where they transition over to the rocker panels, it's as fresh and clean and nice as you could ever find. You can see at this point anyway, there are no leaks on this engine, which is a fresh motor. You can tell just from the exhaust and the paint on the sides of the motor and everything. It has literally very, very few hours on it. No leaks on the transmission or the speedometer housing or the tail shaft either. Everything appears to be leak-free at this point. That doesn't mean a year from now you won't find something on the floor, but at this point there is absolutely no leakage whatsoever. Subframe connectors going from the front subframes clean back to the rear. There are no leaf springs on this car. I'll show you that in just a second. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Really nice substantial subframe connectors though. Really nice setup. 3-inch exhaust, again, go into Flowmaster mufflers and then turn downs. And the reason we don't have tailpipes on here is because you can't put them. And here's why. The rear of this suspension has been completely revamped. It has a set of adjustable alloy coil-over shocks so that you can adjust it in every which way that you want. You can see that you can adjust it for ride height. You can adjust these are traction bars, and they do have heim joints on each end which are adjustable so that you can control the wrap up of the rear differential from the torque of that motor up front. It has a 9-inch Ford rear end, which is a posi rear end and a 370 gear ratio. Good for a highway, but with that overdrive transmission, but fantastic for hole shots too if you want to do that. It has disc brakes in the front, which we mentioned, but it also has discs in the rear. Now these are not, they're ventilated, but they're not cross-drilled. You can see that it has substantial calipers on them. They do not have, from what I can see, there is no park and brake assembly hooked up to the vehicle. And that's common with a lot of the rear disc brake assemblies. You know, once you go to a rear disc, A lot of these don't have a provision for a parking brake at that point, so this guy does not have a parking brake, but it does have park for the automatic transmission. Floor pans up over the rear differential. There's absolutely no indication that anything has ever been replaced or done on them. Everything on the floor pan area appears to be original and nice. It has a pan hard rod on the rear end also. That'll show you that it goes from side to side. It's called pan hard rod. It gives you the location of the rear differential so that it doesn't have any side movement. Drop downs in the quarter panels are just as fresh and clean as can possibly be on both sides. Gas tank doesn't have a single mark on it anywhere, so I'm going to call it a replacement tank, but I don't really know for sure. Fantastic undercarriage on this car. Someone spent a lot of time and a lot of money to put this car together to this degree. It's really set up as a drag car. It's all obviously a street drivable car at this point too, but it's really set up for maximum traction, and it does accomplish that. Take a look at this thing. It's at Hanksters in Daytona Beach. We're going to go for a ride. Okay, we're in the office of our 1969 Yenko style silver and black Camaro. A really neat car. Horn is working as it should. Turn signal left. And I don't see any provision for turn signals on it. So they may be working, it's just that there's no lights on the dash to tell you that it is. The speedometer I know is going to work. Fuel is 22%, so we got roughly a little less than a quarter of a tank of gas. 14 volts, so it's charging as it should. Tach is not functioning, it's showing 0 RPMs, which we know it is working. Oil pressure holding 42 pounds, up to about 60 pounds whenever you raise the RPM, and the water temperature now is 154 degrees. Radio does work. Radio does function. Let's see what we got here. We got wipers. Wipers are working as they should also. Okay. What else we have here? I think that's it. Let's go for a ride, see how this guy runs. The car is surprisingly tight and very positive for the suspension that's been modified on this car. It goes down the road straight as can possibly be. You can't go down the road any straighter than this. Let's try brakes though here and see what happens. Perfect. It's got a real nice sound to it. Those Flowmasters give it a real deep throaty sound. But you got to remember, there's 427 cubic inches here. It's not a 350 anymore. This thing is a really nice tight car. The steering is very positive on it. There's no sloppiness whatsoever, no deviation. It's a nice tight car. We're going 55 mile an hour now. Of course, it's a 35 mile an hour zone anyway, but nice tight running car. I can't see anything other than our tach not functioning at this point. I really don't see anything else on this car that we have to address. It's a nice running car. It has a heck of a suspension system on it. Let's get a little bit ahead here. Torque, there's no question about that. Temperature's 167 degrees, and we've had it running for a while, 168. You can see that the car just runs and drives the way it should. It's got a nice sound to it. It's very positive. There's really nothing negative about it. I mean, if you're in the market for a super Camaro, this is what you want. It's really set up as a traction car, you know, not a road handling car, but a traction car, and it does that quite well. That was a little bit back here. It wasn't laid down as hard as it would go, and I let it upshift a lot faster. There's a lot of traffic out on the road today. There's a car right behind us, and we got to be careful. It's 35 mile an hour zone here, but this is a really nice car. It's very tight. It's very precise. It has a nice sound to it. Devin's going to give you so many pictures and so much info on this car that you'll be able to make a determination as to your purchase at Hangsters at Daytona Beach. It's a really nice looking car, really great looking car.